Hello children, we are now going to have a second video on climate. I'm going to discuss here some important reasoning questions which do confuse you all. This is climate chapter, geography, class 10th, and I'm Mrs. Makkar. Okay. Why is Mumbai warmer than Kanpur in December? Mumbai is on the coast. Kanpur is in the interior. Okay, so Mumbai is experiencing maritime type of climate, and Kanpur is experiencing continental type of climate. You have to say these words, maritime and continental. Okay, so this is the difference. Mumbai, because on the coast, maritime में what happens, it is the temperatures don't fluctuate very much. They're not very cold, not very neither hot, neither too cold. And in Kanpur, it is very cold in the winters and very hot in the summers. So Mumbai is warmer than Kanpur in December. Okay. Then we have the lapse rate. You have to remember, lapse rate is 6 degrees for 1000 meters. So as we go on the hills, for every 1000 meters we go up, there is a decrease of 6 degrees Celsius. So it can come like that. So that this is why all the hill stations are cooler than all the places in the plains. Okay. Then we have the difference between temperate cyclone and tropical cyclones. Temperate cyclones, they originate in the temperate zone, and tropical in the tropical zone. And the wind velocity of temperate is low, so it doesn't cause harm. But tropical, the wind velocity is very high, so it causes harm. And temperate is during the winter season, as I discussed, the western disturbances where they are coming. So they are this is the cyclone period also, temperate side. And tropical is active in the summers, and it causes a lot of harm also. Two local winds, if they ask, then Lu, land breeze, and these. And then we have coldest place, Leh. We can also have Dras. Okay, Leh is minus 45 degrees centigrade, and it is at a high altitude and away from sea, so it is very cold. Mumbai has rain in summers, but Chennai has rain in October to December. Why? Mumbai is near the west coast, and so the Arabian Sea branch gives rain to Mumbai. And Arabian Sea branch is one of the branches of the southwest monsoon, and it rains from June to September there in Mumbai. And Chennai is on the Bay of Bengal side, the eastern coast, so it gets rain from the Bay of Bengal branch while when the retreating monsoons are coming. Okay, so it receives rain from the northeast monsoons. Tamil Nadu is on the east coast. It is relatively dry during the southwest monsoon period because it is on the east coast. So Bay of Bengal branch is going parallel. So it doesn't get rain. First thing, if there is one more option, please note that Tamil Nadu is in the rain shadow area of the Arabian Sea branch. You know, Arabian Sea branch is coming from the west coast, and because Tamil Nadu is on the east coast, so it will be, though it will have to cover a long distance to reach Tamil Nadu, but we can also say that it is on the rain shadow area of the east of the Arabian Sea branch. Okay. Then why Thiruvananthapuram and Shillong are rainier in June than July? June, May, they get the rains. Why? They are the first places to get rains. So they get rain in June, and then the winds, monsoon winds, go further. So rain from the southwest monsoons, the rains are more intense in June. Pre-monsoon showers remain localized. While the pre-monsoon showers occur in Kerala, Karnataka, they'll remain localized because their advance to the north is checked by the high pressure belt over the Deccan Plateau. Chennai, you can say Chennai, or you can always also say Coromandel Coast gets more rain in winter than summers. Why? Because in July, southwest monsoon from the Arabian Sea, it strikes the western Ghats, so there is more rain there. Long distance has to be covered, so Chennai gets very less rain, okay, from the Arabian Sea branch, okay. And in the winter there is high pressure on the Indian mainland and low pressure over the Indian Ocean, so winds from the land to sea have to they have to go, they are in the retreating monsoon, they have to go from the land to sea. So usually they are, of course, what usually, because they are going from the land, so they are offshore dry winds, but they pick up moisture from the Bay of Bengal, and then they strike the eastern Ghats, and they cause rain on the east coast of India, and on the east coast is the Coromandel coast, or Chennai also, okay. So this is what. And the western disturbances help the Himalayan rivers to flow during the summer. During the western disturbances help the Himalayan rivers to flow during the summer. Why? Because the western disturbances cause light rains in the plain and heavy snowfall in the west Himalayas. It is this snow that sustains the flow of water in the Himalayan rivers during the summer months. There is lot of snow, glaciers are there, and they keep melting during the summers, and that is why the Himalayan rivers are they keep flowing, they are perennial, okay. Then jet streams are important because there is formation of cyclones and anticyclones. Then the tropical cyclones are destructive. Where are they actually? And where are they? Wherever they will be, they can be destructive. And this is in the deltas of Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, and the states of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Cherry blossoms, they are thunderstorms in the hot weather season, and they cause rain in Karnataka, and they are useful for coffee plantation. Coldest areas are Dras and Kargil, as I discussed, and this is minus 40 degrees. Two states that get rain in January, February, they are if you've got options, Punjab, Jammu, Kashmir, and they get rain because of the western disturbances which are coming from Mediterranean Sea, okay. Chennai has a lower annual range of temperature. Why? What is annual range of temperature? First, I should make that clear. Range is the difference between the highest and the lowest temperatures. Okay, and what is annual? In the whole year. So you have to look into the 12 months, and you have to see when are you getting the highest and when are you getting the lowest. Whatever is the highest, minus that with the lowest, and then you get the annual range, okay. So why has Chennai got a lower annual range of temperature? Because it is lying near the sea coast, so it enjoys the land and the sea breeze, because of which the temperature is moderate, and Chennai has a low annual range of temperature. And Chennai is at 13 degrees north latitude, closer to the equator, so sun rays are direct almost all the year round, temperature remains constant. And Lucknow has a higher annual range of temperature. Same thing goes for Bihar, Patna, Delhi, any place of UP. They have a higher annual range of temperature, because during the summers it is very hot. Maybe it reaches 45, and during the winters it goes till 5 also. So 45 minus 5, it comes to around 40 degrees. So the range of temperature is high. This shows that it has a continental type of climate. And so this is why Thar is a desert. There are 2 points. One point is that the Aravalli hills, Aravalli mountains range it lies parallel to the Arabian Sea branch. So there is no obstruction. If the rain bearing winds are obstructed by any hills or mountains, so the rain bearing winds strike that and they give rain there. But if both are parallel, there's no obstruction, so Aravalli So Thar will remain a desert. But there is one more point. That point is Thar is in the western part of Rajasthan, that is there, and away from the sea, and the Arabian Sea branch of the southwest monsoon fully laden with moisture enters enters Rajasthan, but being parallel the Aravali to the Aravalis, there is no obstruction. And the second point is Thar is situated on the western slope. Okay, so I'll just get. This was concerning the Arabian Sea branch, Aravali and the Arabian Sea branch. But what about the Bay of Bengal branch? The Bay of Bengal branch, when it is coming, so Aravali ka the western slopes get rain, but Thar is lying on the easter on the other side, on the leeward side, rain shadow side. So that is why also that Thar doesn't get rain. Okay. Oh, there's one more question. Though Bangalore and Chennai lie in the same on the same latitude, yet Bangalore gets 200 centimeters rain, Bangalore gets 100 centimeters rain, while Chennai gets only 40 centimeters of rainfall. Please note this question. Bangalore gets 200 centimeters of rain because it lies on the western slopes. Okay, so western slope, we that is the windward side of the Western Ghats facing the Arabian Sea branch, so it gets lots of rainfall. Bangalore gets 100 centimeters of rain as it is far away from the Arabian Sea. Okay, so it is in the rain shadow area of the Western Ghats, so it gets lesser moisture, lesser rain. Okay, Chennai is on the east coast now. You know, just see, Chennai is on the east coast. It gets 40 centimeters of rainfall as it is on the east coast facing the Bay of Bengal branch. Arabian Sea branch has to cover a long distance over the land to reach Chennai, and in doing so, it has shed most of the moisture on the way. So, on reaching Chennai, the winds are totally dry and offshore. Then we have Chennai has more rainy months but less rainfall, while Mumbai has few rainy months but more rainfall. Okay, Chennai more rainy months but less rainfall, and Mumbai has few rainy months but more rainfall. Mumbai gets lots of rainfall, over 200 centimeters from June to September. Okay, it is because, and it is getting lots of rainfall because it is on the windward side of the Western Ghats. The windward side gets lots of rainfall facing the Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea branch with full of moisture strikes the Mumbai coast. Okay, Western Ghats. And Chennai with more rainy months has less rains. Chennai is on the east coast and it is facing the Bay of Bengal branch. The Arabian Sea branch, if we are talking about the Arabian Sea branch, it has to cover a long distance. So it becomes dry till it reaches Chennai, and it causes very less rainfall. And in October, November, the retreating monsoon causes little rainfall, not much. And in winters, December to February, the northeast winter monsoons cause about 30 centimeters. Thus, Chennai has 110 centimeter rainfall in 8 months. It gets rain, many months rain, but less rain. So, and in the winter rains help Chennai in rice and tea. You can note that also. I will discuss the table also. I wanted you to show the picture to you while discussing, so I'll do that. I will do that afterwards. Let me discuss the theory part first. Name and describe the local winds. Now we come to Loo. Loo is a hot, dry, dusty wind which blows in the afternoons in the months of May and June. In the northern plains, we do experience in Lucknow and UP, in UP, Rajasthan, Punjab, okay, and it raises the temperature and it causes heat stroke. Then we have Kal Baisakhi. Kal Baisakhi is also the meaning is the calamity of the month of Baisakh. Baisakh is April and May. It is also called nor'wester. which is experienced. This is experienced in Assam and West Bengal. These are very high speed winds, and they leave a trail of destruction to life and property, and it helps growing of tea in Assam, and in West Bengal it helps in jute and rice. Based on the wind direction, it is also called nor'westers because of the wind direction. And in Assam, the storms are called Bardoli Chehra. Please note Bardoli Chehra. They are all these winds are experienced north of the Tropic of Cancer. In the south, we have mango showers. These are thunderstorms or pre-monsoon showers. They are in Kerala and Karnataka. The little rainfall it causes, it is good for mango and coffee. It helps in the early ripening of mangoes. This is why in the north we get south wale mangoes. The first mangoes we get, they are the south wala mango. Okay, and it is very good for the mango showers. They are also called cherry blossoms in Karnataka. It is good for coffee plantation. Okay, and children, there are many children who get confused between the retreating monsoon, which are which are the offshore winds coming back. They are also called northeast retreating monsoon, and there are northeast winter monsoons also. So I'm going to discuss this, very important, because this has to be cleared in your minds. Retreating monsoon is experienced in the months of October to November. Northeast winter monsoons are experienced in the month of December to February. Okay, retreating monsoon is the withdrawal of the southwest monsoon which went from India. This is the withdrawal from India. These are the retreating monsoon. And the northeast winter monsoon, it is a change in the direction of the monsoon winds. 6 months it blows from the sea to land, and 6 months it blows from land to sea, north to sea. Okay, and the retreating monsoon, it is the season of tropical depressions and originating over the Andaman Sea. And the tropical depressions are the cyclones, tropical cyclones. Andaman Sea, the east coast. There is heavy rainfall along the east coast of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, and it can lead to destruction of life and property. And the northeast winter monsoon, it causes light rain along the Coromandel coast, and it is very beneficial for rice and tea. So please understand the difference between the retreating monsoon, that is also northeast, and the northeast winter monsoon. Okay, so this is Vishakhapatnam gets more rain than Hyderabad. Vishakhapatnam, where does it lie? It lies on the east coast, and it is facing the Bay of Bengal on the windward side of the Eastern Ghats. It gets heavy rains from the retreating monsoon winds, October to November, from tropical cyclones which are originating over the Andaman Sea. It also gets rain from the northeast winter monsoons. Okay, that is from December to February. Hyderabad has less rains. Hyderabad is in the interior part, rain shadow area of the Eastern Ghats. By the time winds reach there, they become dry and offshore. The first rains are got by the places which are on the windward side, on the coast side. Okay, Thar has a high diurnal range of temperature. What is diurnal? Annual is the whole year. So you take the highest and the lowest and minus that. Diurnal, it is during the day, the highest and the lowest temperature. It has a high temperature. That means the day is very hot and the night is very cold. During the day, there is lack of cloud cover. Though direct insolation is the sun's rays, and there is lack of vegetation cover, so Thar becomes very hot during the day. At night, what happens? Due to the lack of cloud cover, heat radiation takes fast and makes Thar very cold at night, because all the heat radiation that came in the daytime, they all go back because there is no cloud cover, so the heat is not trapped, so it becomes very cold in the night. So the difference between the night and the day temperatures is quite high. Central Maharashtra has light rainfall. Why? You can always say any place. There are two places like Mumbai and Central Maharashtra. So we can say that Mumbai is lying on the windward side and Central Maharashtra is lying on the leeward side. Leeward side as a rain shadow area, which will get lesser rainfall. Okay, so this is there, and the Arabian Sea branch, after causing heavy rains on the western slopes, while it is descending over the central Maharashtra, it has become a lot dry. Okay, so this is there, and I'm discussing one more question. Kochi is warmer than Mumbai, even though both lie on the west coast. Okay, Kochi is situated closer to the equator. Okay, and gets adequate sunshine throughout the year. This is the reason. So, like this, there are many other questions which you have got in reasoning, and you will have to pick up the right answer. So, children, please be careful and don't panic. And if there are any questions, then you can call me up, my or WhatsApp me. My number is 8604837833, and I am also going to discuss a short video. I'm going to put it just now. I'm also going to discuss the table in which rainfall and temperature are given, and places are asked. Please suggest a name for this place, or is it a continental or a maritime climate existing there. So I'm just going to post that also. Okay, okay, children. Best of luck.